Atlanta continues to own the offensive glass here in the fourth quarter. Great board.
You lost. You failed. Loser! I don't even play basketball and I would have made that shot. And even if I didn't make that shot, I'd have did something funny. You know, I'd have did something funny. Caitlin Clark was like, hey, let's all do this hoop code hand point.
But just 35% from three after a couple years in the 40s. Howard misses that one.
Ryan Howard or Alicia Gray, I think Ryan Howard, airballs a shot to win the game late. It lands in Angel Reese's lap, and collectively the whole world said, yeah, she ain't making that. Collectively, the whole world said, oh, Angel Reese has it? Oh, and it's a layup? Yeah, she's breaking that. And lo and behold, point blank range to win the game, we get a classic Angel Reese pray up and a...
Angel Reese had every opportunity to become the star of this game. Instead, she became one of its biggest talking points. That is not an overstatement. That is exactly what played out on the court between the Indiana Fever and Atlanta Dream. When the final buzzer finally sounded, Reese was not celebrating a victory.
Caitlin Clark laughing at Angel Reese after she missed a wide-open layup for the win.
Quarter. Great board, just could not convert it.
Was pushed under the hoop just enough to not have a great angle. To OT we go.
She was standing beneath the basket with her hands on her head while Caitlin Clark walked by with a smile after another major win. If you want to understand why this rivalry never seems to settle down, this game explains almost everything in just 95 minutes of basketball. There were so many unexpected moments that even people who rarely watch the WNBA were discussing the game the following morning.
Angel Reese, you had me laughing at you, girl. I told you, Angel Reese is a pure bum, the worst kind. Angel Reese is the type to steal the trash off your curb and try to see if she can go put it in her refrigerator. The girl can't make a layup to save her life. She missed like 7 layups in the first quarter. Meanwhile, me, the GOAT, Caitlin Clark, I'm putting on shows every single night. 26 points, 9 assists. Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever humiliate Angel Reese. Or maybe Angel Reese just humiliated herself. As the Indiana Fever go on to win 29 points, 9 assists. Am I looking like
The physical tension started with Reese getting beaten on defense. Clark pulled up from long range while Reese stayed extremely close and challenged the shot as hard as she could. Even with Reese right on her, Clark's shot went straight through the net. It was a clean make despite the heavy defensive pressure.
Because she was crap in this game. A bag of crap. She was awful. Angel Reese was terrible. Speaking of terrible, Angel Reese never beating the allegations. This was to open the game.
With Reese leaking out, finds her.
Lee Sheet. That was awful. Wow, that was awful. One more good time. It did a... Yeah. Yikes. Holy moly. Holy...
That kind of play can quietly frustrate a defender, even when the crowd does not notice it immediately. You play strong defense, stay in position, challenge the shot properly, and the ball still finds the net. For a competitor like Reese, who takes pride in being physical and making life difficult for opponents, a play like that can be especially frustrating.
Caitlin Clark laughing at Angel Reese for missing the game-winning layup. Helen Keller could have made the layup. It was the fucking second layup that she missed. She missed a wide open drive in the first quarter, and then she misses the game-winning layup. And then, of course, we have the halftime crew just glazing Angel Reese, making it seem like she's a better player than Kelsey Mitchell, making it seem like she's a better player than Caitlin Clark. And Angel Reese with the total brick of a three-pointer. No wonder why they left her wide open, misses the layup. And look of disappointment on both her coach and teammates' face when she missed the game-winning layup. At least Angel was honest at halftime with Holly. I was a little bit impressed by that, where she was like, hey, I am playing like shit right now. I really got to step it up. I will say she is good on defense. She's always good on defense. She's a rebound machine, but she shouldn't shoot the ball so much. This photo just like needs to be...
A few possessions later, a shot went up and missed, sending both Reese and Clark toward the loose ball beneath the basket. Instead of simply using her body to box Clark out during the rebound, Reese drove her forearm into Clark's neck to keep her away from the ball. It was not a normal bump or accidental collision between players fighting for position. It was a clear shove to the neck. That is the type of contact that usually draws an immediate foul in a physical basketball battle. It also happened directly in front of two officials standing inside the paint, with clear visibility and cameras capturing the action from several angles.
40s. Howard misses that one. Out of bounds. And it will be Indiana basketball. 4:10 to go in the first, and the Fever lead by 2.
So, let's go to Angel Reese clocking Caitlin Clark right in the throat hole.
With just 35.
Right here, you're going to watch. There she gets her in the neck, and there she gets her in the throat. Yeah. What are we doing? Neck, throat.
Clark immediately looked toward the referees with her arms raised, clearly expecting a whistle. Anyone watching could see what happened. She had been struck in the neck while competing for a loose basketball, which is an obvious foul at any level of the game. Yet the officials did nothing. There was no whistle, no review, and no call. Reese got away with the contact, and she appeared to know it because she did not even look back for a possible call. She simply turned around and continued playing as though nothing unusual had happened.
Look at how she hit Caitlin in the neck. Look, watch it. First time, look, second time. Bro, like, what are we doing? And then the refs act like they didn't see it. Like, bro, the refs in Atlanta.
The response online came quickly, and fans were not exactly defending Reese. Video of the shove spread across social media within minutes and quickly attracted huge numbers of views. Even fans who normally avoid choosing sides in this rivalry struggled to justify what they had just seen. One fan criticized Reese for relying on grabbing and pushing instead of proper rebounding technique and positioning. Another highlighted an important detail, pointing out that Clark had just made a shot directly over Reese despite a strong defensive challenge. That made the shove appear less like accidental contact and more like frustration coming out in the moment. Whatever Reese's real intention was, the same aggressive style fans have come to expect in this matchup was clearly visible again. She played with heavy physical pressure that came dangerously close to crossing the line of fair basketball.
Yo, Caitlin Clark is ridiculous, man, and in my opinion, she's the MVP right now. I mean, this performance by her was just insane, and look at this three right away in Angel Reese's face.
The switch on Reese will fire. Hey!
It's really obvious that these two do not like each other.
It is clear that there is serious tension between these two players. But there is one problem with that type of physical play. It only matters if it actually helps your team win. In this game, it did not help Reese at all. She struggled badly to find her offensive rhythm, missing several shots near the basket that she normally finishes. She started the game without making a shot and eventually finished just 5 of 16 from the field. That was a difficult shooting performance for a player known for her strength and ability around the rim. Reese still contributed in other areas, collecting 14 rebounds and 6 assists, so she was far from invisible on the stat sheet. But the physical intensity she showed did not turn into enough successful scoring plays. Clark, meanwhile, appeared completely unaffected and continued focusing on the job she came to do.
Reese on a fast break. She sucks from 3. Boom, whoa. Angel Reese on a layup. Can't score it. She stinks. Look at all these layups missed. The girl is awful. The girl is garbage. Here she comes. I'm going full court. Hey, boom. Get that out of here. She sucks. Here comes Angel Reese coming down the lane again. Uh-oh, spinning and missing another layup. It's missing another layup. Here we go. She's looking for fouls. Here we go. Down low. Uh-oh, I'm spinning. I'm missing another layup. The girl is horrible. The girl is terrible at the game. Here we come. Coming down the lane. Here we go. I lost it out of bounds. Down low again. Another layup opportunity. And she missed it. She's terrible. Here we go for 3. Clank. Here we go. Game on the line. Uh-oh, I can win it. Smoke the layup. Then Naz Hillman follows up and smokes the layup. I mean, you starting to rub off on the other people on the route.
The game became a serious battle as the final stretch approached. Atlanta's Alisha Gray was having an outstanding performance and eventually finished with a career-best 32 points. The Dream continued fighting back whenever Indiana tried to create separation and close the game. With the score tied at 81, a 3-point attempt came off the front rim, and Reese battled Aaliyah Boston for the rebound while carrying heavy defensive pressure. Somehow, Reese pulled down the offensive rebound in traffic. This looked like the opportunity she had been creating with her physical style all game. All she needed was a clean finish at the basket.
5 seconds. Howard launches. Missed it badly. Reese the putback. Won't go. Hillman, no. And we have...
But Reese could not finish the play. With Boston closely defending her and almost no room to operate, Reese attempted the putback, but the ball came up short and failed to reach the front rim. The ball became loose again, and Naz Hillman rushed to keep the possession alive with another layup attempt. Boston reacted quickly and blocked that shot as well. Atlanta had 2 chances directly at the basket with an enormous opportunity to take the win, yet neither attempt went down. After all the physical effort Reese had used to fight for position, she could not complete the play when the game was right there for her to take.
Did y'all see that game? That was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Oh, and it couldn't have happened to a nicer individual. Angel Reese, probably the most despised person in the history of all sports, couldn't get a layup in. She tried the first time, couldn't get it. She tried the second time, couldn't get it. Even her teammates was like, come on, man. The third time at that point, the Indiana Fever just backed off. They're like, nah, come on, girl. I mean, we feel bad. Go ahead. She's like, I'm Jordan. No, I'm not. Meanwhile, mother freaking Caitlin Clark was laughing at her. She was like, the camera caught it. They even had to do a double take. She did the moonwalk. She was like, beat it.
This became the moment that spread across social media and sparked the biggest reaction of the night. Reese stood beneath the basket looking stunned while teammates tried to comfort her after the missed opportunity. The broadcast then showed Clark heading toward the Fever bench with a smile on her face. She was not simply giving a small smile. She appeared to laugh while watching the sequence unfold. It may have been relief after such an intense and physical battle. But the game was not finished yet, and Indiana still had work to do. The score remained tied, sending the contest into overtime with both teams clearly exhausted and relying heavily on emotion and determination.
Free throws here for Ryan Howard is going to resuscitate this game for Atlanta, but Indiana will immediately challenge it. Let's see. Oh, I don't see anything.
With roughly 10 seconds remaining and Indiana holding a narrow advantage, officials called a foul on Clark that sent Ryan Howard to the free throw line for 3 shots. Indiana challenged the decision, and even the broadcast team suggested the call might be overturned after the replay was reviewed. The contact looked questionable and seemed like the type of decision that could easily be reversed in such an important situation. Instead, the officials checked the monitor and decided to keep the foul in place. Howard calmly made all 3 free throws, cutting Indiana's lead down to only 2 points. Suddenly, Atlanta had another real opportunity to stay alive in a game they had nearly won earlier after failing to convert 2 close-range chances.
Oh, baby! Yeah! Yeah! I told y'all Caitlin Clark was going to put on a show versus Angel Reese and show why she's the real MVP. Not no me-bounds, falling everywhere, missing layups everywhere. Angel Reese, your palms were sweaty, knees weak, arms was heavy, was vomit on your jersey already. Mom spaghetti, you're nervous! You look like pure garbage.
Atlanta had to foul quickly to stop the clock, and the foul was committed on Clark. She went to the free throw line with 9.8 seconds remaining and calmly made both attempts, restoring Indiana's 4-point advantage at 95-91. Atlanta had one final possession to attempt something desperate, but Indiana remained in control. The decision to uphold the questionable foul on Clark had briefly given the Dream another opening, yet the Fever still managed to finish the job. That is what makes this rivalry so interesting. It was not simply Clark producing 26 points and 9 assists while Reese struggled with her shooting. Indiana had to deal with difficult officiating decisions, a questionable foul, and another opportunity for Atlanta to steal the game late. Despite all of that, the Fever still left with the victory they needed.
A wide open layup on a fast break is by far one of the most embarrassing things you can do in the sport of basketball. Whether you're in elementary school, middle school, high school, college, professional, WNBA, NBA, it doesn't matter. It's just a terrible look regardless. And then missing a game-winning layup as a big, I'm sorry, you just can't defend some of these things. And I always have Angel Reese's back, but we gotta do better. Yeah, she finished the game with 15 points, 14 boards, and 6 assists. That's an amazing game. But then you look at her splits, she shot 31% from the field. She shot 5 for 16 from the field as a big.
There is also a much bigger reason this game mattered beyond the personal rivalry. Both teams are competing for important playoff positioning, meaning every meeting between them carries real consequences. Atlanta needed this win to close the gap in the standings and improve its position moving forward. Instead, the Dream wasted a major opportunity late in the game while Indiana continued its strong run of recent victories. When you also consider how much physical pressure these teams bring whenever they face each other, it becomes easy to understand why this matchup felt far more important than an ordinary regular season game.
Shoots it, airballs it, right into Angel Reese's lap. And you know what everybody said? Collectively, ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking... Bricked it. Point blank, with a chance to win the game, bricks it. This is something we see from Angel Reese every single game, Brick City. Earlier in the game, we saw Angel Reese matched up against Caitlin Clark on a screen. Caitlin Clark sees Angel Reese. Oh, this is easy. Step back. Hold up. Easy money.
For Reese, this defeat hurts for reasons that go beyond her shooting numbers. She had the exact opportunity she wanted, grabbing an offensive rebound in a tied game with only seconds remaining. Those are the types of moments that can define a rivalry and stay in people's memories for years. Instead of becoming the player who brought the physical intensity and then finished with a winning basket, Reese became the player who fought for position but could not complete the play when it mattered most. Clark, meanwhile, took contact to the neck without getting the call she wanted. In a rivalry filled with physical battles and controversy since these two entered the league, this game ultimately showed that all the noise means less than what happens when the ball is actually at the rim. And when that moment arrived, Reese came up short when it mattered most.